At 2 a.m. Alaska Standard Time, the familiar roar of jet engines that usually fills the skies over Anchorage came to an abrupt halt, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport, known as a bustling global hub for both commerce and travel, suddenly ceased all operations without any prior warning, leaving many in shock. Thousands of passengers, along with tons of cargo, found themselves stranded, caught in a situation they never anticipated. For the first time in its storied history, ANC closed its doors indefinitely, with no clear timeline for when it might reopen, leaving many questions unanswered. The silence that now envelops this once bustling hub is a stark signal of a crisis that extends far beyond the borders of Alaska. The announcement came quietly, through a simple update on the airport's website, stating that all flight operations were suspended until further notice, leaving travelers and businesses in limbo. Officials have cited urgent and unforeseen structural integrity issues within the main terminal, but details remain scarce, fueling speculation and concern. For an airport that handles over 5 million passengers annually and ranks among the world's busiest cargo hubs, such a sudden shutdown is almost unthinkable, impacting countless lives and businesses. Major carriers like FedEx and UPS are now scrambling to reroute their fleets, causing significant disruptions to global supply chains and affecting deliveries worldwide. The timing of this closure, just before the busy holiday season, couldn't be worse, especially for remote Alaskan communities that rely heavily on air travel for essential supplies and services. The lack of clear answers from authorities is only fueling anxiety and rampant speculation among travelers and businesses alike. What exactly are these structural errors that have brought operations to a standstill, and why weren't these issues identified and addressed sooner, before reaching such a critical point? As the hours turn into days, the world waits with bated breath for clarity and answers from the authorities, hoping for a resolution. The true extent of the problem at one of America's most critical aviation gateways remains shrouded in mystery, leaving many to wonder what the future holds for this vital hub. To truly grasp the impact of what's happening, you first need to understand ANC's unique and powerful role on the world stage. Anchorage isn't just another airport, it's a critical crossroads where continents, economies, and communities intersect. Strategically positioned at the intersection of Asia, Europe, and North America, Anchorage has become a global powerhouse in air cargo logistics. Its location is no accident. Flights from major cities in Asia to North America often pass right over Alaska, making ANC the perfect refueling and transfer point. In 2024, Anchorage ranked third among all airports worldwide, handling an astonishing 3.5 million metric tons of freight. Every day, hundreds of cargo planes land and take off, moving everything from electronics and medical supplies to fresh produce and machinery. Its prime location allows cargo planes to maximize their payloads on trans-Pacific routes, making it possible to carry more goods more efficiently and at lower cost. This efficiency is a key reason why so many global supply chains depend on ANC. The airport generates over $2 billion every year for Alaska's economy and supports 1 in every 10 jobs in Anchorage. Its influence stretches far beyond the runway, shaping the livelihoods of thousands of families. Major FedEx and UPS hubs operate here, serving as economic lifelines for thousands of workers and businesses. These hubs are essential for the rapid movement of goods across continents, and their presence cements Anchorage's status as a global logistics center. For travelers, ANC is Alaska's main gateway, connecting the state to major U.S. cities, and, during peak seasons, to international destinations. It's the front door to Alaska for tourists, business travelers, and returning residents alike. But ANC's reach goes even further. It's the central hub for regional carriers serving Alaska's most remote towns and villages, places often inaccessible by road where air travel is the only link to the outside world for supplies, mail, and medical care. The shutdown is more than an inconvenience. It's a logistical nightmare for shippers, a devastating economic blow to Alaska, and a lifeline abruptly severed for isolated communities that depend on regular flights for survival. ANC isn't just infrastructure, it's the beating heart of Alaska's modern life and a vital link in the global trade network. Its daily operations keep shelves stocked, businesses running, and communities connected. Now its sudden stillness is a shock to the system, with consequences that are only beginning to unfold. The silence at ANC echoes across Alaska and reverberates around the world. The world is now feeling the ripple effects. Supply chains disrupted, shipments delayed, and communities left waiting. Anchorage's pause is a global problem, and its resolution will shape the future of international trade. The official explanation is brief and tightly controlled. Alaska's Transportation Commissioner announced the closure after engineers found significant anomalies in the South Terminal's support columns during a routine seismic check. The decision was made out of caution, no injuries, but the risk was deemed too great. All flights were diverted or canceled, and the terminal evacuated. Officials insist this is not a security or criminal event, but a latent engineering defect. National experts are being flown in to assess the damage and plan repairs. Pressed for details, authorities decline to elaborate, citing an ongoing investigation. The lack of specifics is fueling public speculation about the true severity of the crisis. The official statement leaves critical questions unanswered. What exactly are the anomalies? Cracks, corrosion, or something worse? Why no photos or engineering details for an event of this scale? How did such a defect go undetected for years, despite regular inspections? Why shut down the entire airport, including the separate North Terminal, if the issue is isolated? The absence of a timeline and transparency is eroding public trust and fueling rumors. The closure is more than a travel headache. It's an economic shockwave, sending ripples far beyond the runways. Airports that once buzzed with activity now stand eerily silent, and the impact is immediate and far-reaching. Anchorage is the linchpin for trans-Pacific cargo. Without it, flights are rerouted to less equipped airports, adding time and cost. Every hour of delay means perishable goods risk spoiling, and critical shipments are left in limbo. These costs will hit consumers worldwide. As supply chains stretch and falter, empty shelves and rising prices become the new normal, affecting families everywhere. Alaska's tourism industry faces mass cancellations, threatening small businesses during a crucial season. Hotels, tour operators, and local guides are left scrambling, with livelihoods hanging in the balance. For many Alaskans, air travel is a lifeline. Mail, groceries, and medicine now face delays and shortages. Remote communities already isolated are hit hardest as essential supplies become scarce. The U.S. Postal Service and supermarkets in remote towns are bracing for disruptions. Shelves that were once stocked now sit half empty, and residents worry about when the next delivery will arrive. Nationally, the shutdown exposes a supply chain vulnerability. Too much cargo flows through a single point. The bottleneck is a wake-up call for industries that rely on seamless logistics. Companies like Apple and major pharmaceutical firms depend on ANC's efficiency. Delays here mean product launches are postponed, and life-saving medicines may not reach those in need on time. The crisis is forcing a rethinking of logistics networks. Experts are urgently mapping out alternatives, but solutions are costly and complex. The just-in-time delivery system is only as strong as its weakest link, and right now, that link is broken. Businesses are learning the hard way that efficiency can come at the cost of resilience. The longer ANC stays closed, the more severe the shortages and economic fallout. Workers worry about layoffs, and economists warn of a ripple effect that could last for months. The world is learning how fragile these systems really are. As the crisis unfolds, it's clear that global connectivity is both a strength and a vulnerability. How does this compare to past airport crises? Atlanta's 2017 power outage stranded thousands, but lasted only 11 hours. Paris Charles de Gaulle's 2004 terminal collapse led to years of reconstruction after design flaws killed 4 people. The only larger U.S. disruption was 9/11, when all air traffic was grounded for 3 days. Unlike those events, ANC's closure is indefinite, with no clear solution or timeline. Its role in global cargo means each canceled flight has outsized economic impact. The uncertainty is what sets this crisis apart. There's no predictable end, and the ripple effects are global. This is a uniquely challenging event for airlines, shippers, and Alaska itself. Alaska's geography makes ANC's shutdown especially disruptive. A map shows Anchorage as a critical node connecting Asia and North America via the Great Circle route. Most of Alaska is inaccessible by road. Air travel is the backbone of the state. ANC is the hub for regional milk run flights delivering essentials to remote communities. With ANC closed, this entire system is broken. International cargo flights are being diverted to Fairbanks, Seattle, or even Chicago. None can match ANC's capacity. Each diversion adds time, cost, and complexity. For passengers, Fairbanks is the only alternative, but it's a 6-hour drive from Anchorage. Direct international connections are severed. cutting Alaska off from global tourism and business. Bottlenecks and rising travel costs are now the new normal. Beyond the numbers, thousands of lives are upended. Travelers were told to leave the terminal with no idea when flights would resume. Families, workers, and patients are stranded, hotels filled up within hours. For remote villages, the shutdown is a crisis. Air travel is their only link for medicine, food, and emergencies. Small carriers are grounded, and even emergency flights face hurdles. Airport workers, pilots, handlers, TSA agents are suddenly out of work, facing lost wages as the holidays approach. The emotional toll is immense. Families separated, events missed, and a deepened sense of isolation. Alaskans outside the state worry about loved ones they can't reach. The shutdown is a stark reminder of how dependent we are on these systems, and how vulnerable we become when they fail. The human cost is as real as the economic one. As the shutdown drags on, attention turns to the path forward. Structural engineers are racing to diagnose the problem and determine if repairs are possible, or if a full rebuild is needed. The best case, a quick fix and phased reopening in weeks. The worst, months or years of closure with temporary facilities and massive disruption. In the meantime, Fairbanks is picking up some slack, but can't replace ANC's capacity. Logistics companies are already rerouting for the long term. Some traffic may never return. This crisis exposes the fragility of critical infrastructure and the need for investment and redundancy. The silence at Anchorage is a warning. How many other vital systems are one anomaly away from disaster?